What is going on, guys? We are back with another video today, and we are doing another realistic style rebuild on Madden 22, and today it is of the Houston Texans, a team that very well could have the worst team in the game, and, well, definitely the worst team in the game, but maybe even the worst team in real life. Obviously, it's a team that is trying to rebuild. It's not the oldest franchise in history, obviously, so I mean, you can't really blame them for, being a little bit of a hole here. Of course, I will say, hindsight's 2020. Maybe they end up having a really good draft class, but you look back at the draft class they just had, and there was a couple of, I wouldn't say head scratchers, but a couple of picks where it was like, really? That's who you went with instead of this person who seems better? Now, there is scheme fit as well, I will admit. That's the reason why they went with the guys they did. It's not like they just said, oh, well, we think Stingley's a better player than Sauce Gardner. He just fits that zone defense a lot better. Obviously, Lovie Smith will also probably, if he ever has a chance to be as great as he showed in 2019, it's Lovie Smith. He's actually a pretty damn good defensive mind. As far as the offense goes, obviously, I like the decision not to go with quarterback. You saw a lot from Davis Mills with, once again, a pretty bad roster. Even if Davis Mills was absolutely awful, this team's really not ready to win right now anyways. So as far as the quarterback position goes, Davis Mills isn't the worst case scenario. That's without a doubt. Obviously, there's needs at the wide receiver position. Brandon Cooks is just constantly one of those top performers despite wherever he is. Obviously, he has had some good teams in his past, but even with the Houston Texans, he's played well, so give him a little bit of credit. Of course, Kenyon Green, another guy that, once again, maybe Zion Johnson was the better choice, but fits the scheme a little bit better. As far as Brevin Jordan goes, I'm hoping he can develop for us. He's obviously pretty young, and he's got okay redeeming qualities, redeeming factors, but as far as a rebuild sense goes, this is a team in a bit of a troublesome spot. Of course, Davis Mills, I actually am going to give star dev. Hate me all you want. Considering the team he's on, considering where he was drafted, considering he wasn't even supposed to be a starter, he's developed pretty well, with all the odds stacked against him. Now, if he sucks really badly, maybe we drop him in dev, or we just replace him in general. Of course, this team has a lot of draft picks, and yes, you're in a full rebuild, but if you end up with the first pick overall, which they have a decent chance of, you can't really pass on quarterback next season, right? Unless Davis Mills is, that good, I don't know if you can pass on him. But yeah, as far as Stingley's dev goes, I have no idea what dev they're going to give him in-game, but we just gave him star because he is that ultra boomer bust player they could end up having made themselves look like the smartest team going, even though, they had that high of a pick, so it's not like other teams really had much of a choice to take him or not anyways, but as far as the media reaction, it was like, oh, it should have been Sauce or whatever. Maybe it's a really good decision, but as far as your team being in the spot it is, even if it's not, quote-unquote, the best scheme fit, or you feel like a guy is better for your scheme, if the other player just seems like a better hit, I think when you're in this kind of a situation, maybe you just take it, but once again, they're playing on that boom or bust potential, and that's why I got him at star. You could easily even see him maybe even being normal in Madden, because once again, technically, his development has kind of regressed, right? Speaking of potential or opportunity, you don't want to miss the opportunity to leave a like and subscribe. Of course, it would mean a ton to me. It's free, and obviously I feel like you're going to like it around here, and if you're not new, really appreciate your continued support. Really does mean an absolute ton. And yeah, I made it sound like I was selling some product. Yeah, if you were, product ain't that great. What? Definitely got to use a real class in this one, though. And the worst part is, once again, there really hasn't been a whole lot of classes on the, the community files. So I kind of have to just keep rocking the class that I have, and some people ask me what it is, and I don't say it because, it wasn't really that great anyways, and I had to edit a few things and remove a lot of players, so it's kind of like, it's an edited version, and even then it's not that great, and if I were to re-upload it, it would just seem like I'm thefting, so find your own damn class. The most recent classes are from the 31st, and they're, all, well, maybe this one isn't, but they're pretty much all 2020 classes. It's just SHT, is it it's not very good. If you look at all the high downloaded ones, it's just, they're pretty much all 2022. And if they're not, they're old as hell. Like, look at that. Like, come on, man. Like, they're all either 2022 or they're old. I still don't know how the hell the Texans got Brandon Cooks to agree to that extension. A 2-year 40, which, I mean, it's good money. But the problem is he can get that anywhere. And realistically, at his age and his production, he should have probably asked for 3 or 4 years, right? Now he's going to need a contract at like 30, 31, and it's like, who's going to give him top dollar? Whereas he could obviously have swindled his way to being paid till 31, 32, you know? But speaking of contracts, who do we have to pay, if anyone? So Jerry Hughes is a new guy. Actually don't know his contract. Very good performer in Madden. Very solid in real life as well. It seems to be a 2-year, so yeah, we're going to give him an extra year here. Marlon Mack is a 1-year deal. He is 25, so if he is actually playing well, he might get the contract. He might get the contract anyways, just to even be a backup for us. A 5-year 25, though, is kind of expensive for a guy that, you know, kind of had an injury, and this is his first year playing for us. Give him a 3-year 16.7, which I would imagine is probably much better per year, but it's only a 3-year deal, so backup for 3 years is not terrible. It was 5-year backup. He kind of locked in a little bit. Maybe Cashman, but everyone else is kind of just backup level talent. Might have to splurge in free agency. Once again, we do have those extra draft picks, but I don't think it's going to get us out of that hole that quickly, if at all. I feel like the answer to that would be so freaking closely the guy cannot breathe without us inhaling carbon dioxide. Dude, it's too long. Are we going to see a superstar? Damn it. Of course, with all bad team rebuilds, you had a little bit of a win streak. Thankfully, we held on and lost to a team that made up of the trio of 10-win teams in the division. Looking at our record, we were the worst, apparently. Seattle at 31. Absolutely appreciated Seattle. I mean, they probably will go QB as well. But looking at the wide receivers, Julio Jones, #1 in the league. That's kind of cool. I don't know where he would have signed, but Davis Mills, 4,700 yards, 30 touchdowns, 15 picks. That is so tough to evaluate, dude. Do you actually just take Anderson instead? Betting on Mills, even though he did play well, is such a risk. 4,700 yards, 30 touchdowns, 15 picks. That's not terrible. That isn't that bad. Oh, man, especially on a bad team. I just don't think you see that quarterback and think, that guy doesn't have it. I think you think, this guy's got it. This is a really big opportunity, but this guy's got it. And I think you have to take, unless you're trading down from pick 1 to 3 and that team needs a QB, I think you have to take the edge rusher in the first round as well. He's just such a talent. We'll find out who pick 3 is. I probably could have just looked easier than this, but here we are. Ooh, Philly. It is not guaranteed. Nah, we got to take him. Philly with a bunch of picks still, because obviously, you know, real life doesn't technically count here. But yeah, we're going to have to take Anderson. He's just too good, dude. He's going to be an X factor. You just can't. When you're, once again, when you're a team like us and you can get a position that's really important like an edge rusher and you can guarantee they're going to be good, you got to do it. Of course, the Vikings in the Super Bowl. The Titans also kind of on that level of, I don't know if I see it, but the Vikings win the Super Bowl, which, I mean, I don't know if I see it. But let's re-sign any players that we may be able to re-sign. Obviously, don't think there's anyone here that we actually care to re-sign. But yeah, I think we're going to pass on quarterback, man. Davis Mills in the Texans scheme with a bad group of players all around didn't play that bad. But at the same time, having the first pick overall in this draft class of quarterbacks is tough to pass on. Blake Cashman, of course, I mean, he's star dev, but he went up 1 overall the whole year. How expensive? 3 or 22? I mean, that's just not worth it, though. It's not bad. It's just not great. All right, so young players only, as cheap as possible. That's the rules. That is the rules. I follow them. So, yeah, Melvin Gordon, that's just not really the smartest move for us. I mean, if we were a team that was trying to win a ring here, perhaps. Julio Jones did well, but not a smart move. Oh, I just looked at the depth chart. Superstar Dev Cooks, a star Nico Collins. Probably be pretty smart for us to actually look at those positions first. Ronnie Harrison, I need. I need him. I need him. DevUps, let's see him. Who did we get up? All right, so obviously Nico and Cooks we knew about. So we have 3 star or better wide receivers. No dev up for Brevin Jordan. No dev up for Mac, obviously. No dev up for Mills, unfortunately. Man, it's really tough to pass on quarterback. Greenard, my boy. The man is a god in sim. I don't know what he does to deserve it, but I love it. Steven Nelson also, I believe. Not that it matters too much, but I think... Oh, did he not? I thought he was only normal. I don't know, but... Christian Harris, the star development. I mean, there's just so much this team needs, dude. So we ended up getting Barnes on a 4-year 32. The value was very good there. And then Ronnie Harrison was a 5-year 42, which was, I mean, decent value as well. Who the hell would have a 5th-year option on this team? Titus Howard. No, I don't think so. What do you mean? Man, it's just so tough because I know Will Anderson's a good player, but landing one of the quarterbacks solves a question mark, a potential question mark with Davis Mills. It is so tough. And I feel like as a team, if you're questioning the guy, maybe he's not the most sound. Let me look at those ratings one more time. 23 years old, technically be 24, star dev, 90 short. That throw power, though, is disgustingly bad. You know what? We're going to trade to pick 3 because we'll either get Will Anderson anyways or we'll land a quarterback. And I think that's the smartest call, which would be Philadelphia. With all their draft picks, they'd be willing to trade a little bit extra because if they are going QB, there's a very high chance that they lose that quarterback, which is their biggest need. I think this is a realistic call. I mean, I know pick 1 doesn't get traded often, but with a team that is in rebuild mode as hard as we are, I think it's a good call, and we're just going to take best available, whether that's one of the 2 QBs or Will Anderson. I think this is smart. And, of course, EA, once again. Based on the trade evaluation thing, this is beyond fair. Now, I get it's next year picks. Obviously, we're going to be getting these back from them. That's without a doubt. But it's kind of hilarious that we're literally giving them a pick better in every single round, whether it's next year or not. And that's what it takes to get the trade through. That's hilariously bad. All right, who is it going to be? Is it going to be the pass rusher or is it going to be a quarterback? It's Bryce Young. Of course, they hopped the Jets, who may be looking for a quarterback as well. A couple years down the line after drafting Zach Wilson, with them being as low as they are, even though they've had a couple of good drafts. Maybe he isn't the guy. We'll see. And it is Stroud. We still land Will Anderson. I was starting to lean towards quarterback a little bit, but I think Will Anderson's also an amazing selection. Will Anderson's going to be our guy, and here he is. Welcome to the squad, buddy. And we should finally have a dangerous pass rusher. All right, so we're not really in the market for trading up too much, so we just go straight to pick number 26, which none of the guys are on our board, but I was kind of just basing off of what was available. Oh, was Rick's gone, actually? That kind of sucks. Jaden Hill is still there, though. We could use a corner. We could use a safety. I don't know if he has that hybrid to him, but the fact that he has really good zone coverage, he's a pretty good fit. We obviously need corners, but do you need to draft another corner, or we would not be happy with, the fact that we could just rock with Stingley as kind of our, foundation and then just add veteran guys in between? I don't know. Parker Washington, don't need a wide receiver, so I'm not even sure why I'm looking. I also don't want to take, what's his name? The guard, Jones, because we've taken him so many times. It's almost like cheating at this rate because we keep going with the guy that we know is hidden. But at the same time, we need guards, we need tackles, we need everything. You know what? Screw it. We're going to take a running back. Tank Bigsby. Fast, decently sized, hidden development trait, starting running back day 1. Couple of linemen there. Maybe they're gone by the time we pick next, but you can see the Jags go with a running back, and they don't even need one. And the Packers go with a running back. They didn't even need one. We just started a run on running backs. What the hell is going on? Matthew Jones goes to the Bills. It's a really good pick. Of course, you see we have a couple of nice picks here still remaining, which, I mean, I'm thinking we try to look for a lineman again if we can. We got a center. Like I said, we need everything. But tackle is, without a doubt, the biggest need. Actually, center kind of is the biggest need. Wide receivers we're going to rock with. DT is massive. So DT, maybe linebacker, and then, of course, center. And that center does look pretty good, and he's just sitting right in our face. Yeah, I said he's sitting right in our face. Not on it, in it, all the way in. I'm just going to grab him, dude. Screw it. Once again, when you're a team like us, you need to get as many guarantees as possible. You know, I'm going to take this Ransom guy, Lathan Ransom. Need a safety. He looks really fast. Don't know a whole lot about him, but 1-2, fast. Sounds like he's workable, and he is hidden as well. Now I'm kind of feeling like we're cheating again. Like, I don't know many of these players. Like, once again, half the players we drafted, I don't think we've drafted before. But at the same time, it still kind of feels like, okay, they're all hidden so far. But I like the way we drafted so far, and yeah, we landed a bunch of starters. We still have a couple of more picks. Things aren't looking so bad. My biggest worry is that we drafted someone that actually went in real life, but to my knowledge, I mean, I've seen a couple here, but as far as who we drafted, I don't think I've seen any. And we need an interior pass rusher, so Corey Roberson's going to be our guy. I expected him to be normal. His strength is not great, but he is very athletic. Hoping that power move's decent. And we're going to go with the monster, mammoth, strongman, giant Osiris Torrance, who does have hidden development trait. He's a bit on the slower side, but he's insanely strong. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know how that works in real life when you're that slow, but he's a tank. And this guy's day 3, but he's really fast. I'm going to take him. Jaden Daniels, normal development trait. Not, common you see the highest rating not be throw power, but this is the case, how super athletic he is. Maybe you can work with him with, different packages perhaps. I don't know, but, needed a quarterback-ish. At least, put some pressure on Davis Mills. Otherwise, it's kind of like an open, invitation for him to just slack off. And even though we need a lot of players, I kind of want to just add some draft, picks for next year. Which, of course, speaking of, we have to get some of ours back. The Bengals actually sucked in Sim. I'm going to go interdivision and go with Jacksonville. We know very well how easy it is for them to just fall apart. I know, super hypocritical, right? Then we're going to go with the fullback, Hunter Lupke. Lupke? I don't know. 85 strength, though. Looked all right. But yeah, we landed a lot of automatic starters, and that is sweet if I've ever seen it. So, very stoked on that. And let's take a look at these overall. 75, 75, or 79, 75, 73, 74, 69, 69, 68, 70. Not terrible. Jaden Daniels even has potential to be a decent starter. I know his awareness sucks, but he's super athletic. I don't I don't hate that pick. I think it's all right. Of course, Will Anderson's just an absolute freak. Automatic, just beast starter. We're number 31. I don't know how much I feel about that or how I feel. 18. Man, these numbers are really killing me. Just give him something in the 20s, even 30s, and I'm okay. 21, boom. What's his dev? Superstar, boom, we take it. It's going to start anyways, but it's nice to see that it's guaranteed. Of course, Will Anderson should at least be superstar. Hoping for X Factor, because I think a lot of people will think that that's the case. And let's do one of these. 56... 50. I don't really like any of those numbers, but 50 is better. He's really only superstar. Fair enough. I'm not going to argue it, I guess. Ooh. Nice overall here. Not bad. Of course, zone coverage is bad, unfortunately. We're going to play him at strong, I guess. Once again, I don't know, Petrie or him, who is better to play strong safety. Just stop yelling at me. Star. I had superstar vibes, ain't gonna lie, but yeah, I mean, we landed a lot of starters. We still have draft picks for next year, and, well, I mean, we kind of did. We have to get them back, but yeah, the rebuilds, it's an okay spot. I just really, really hope Davis Mills does not make us regret that trade down. And you can't deny, you can argue all the things you want, but you can't deny the fact that there was a likely chance I was going to pull the trigger on a quarterback anyways, despite Davis Mills being decent. Eagles wanted a quarterback. They weren't getting there without the trade up, simply put. 1 and 2 was going to be QB. They were number 3. So you can argue with a wall if you want. I don't know if our overall changed too much, but our potential obviously did, with Tank Bigsby looking like a god coming out with superstar development trait. Decently fast, that 210 frame. Of course, has the potential to also be a little bit of a trucking back. It's like a poor man's prime Zeke. Of course, looking at the wide receivers, plenty of potential. It's just, can they get there? Obviously, Nico Collins, star development trade. Same with Mechie. He's 23, so obviously super young. Lots of time for these guys to develop. Just hope it's going to be within 5 years, because that's kind of the cutoff point. But as far as the offensive line goes, we added 2 new starters with Torrance and Dalcourt. Of course, Torrance will be technically not starting this season, but he will be a starter next season. Then we'll really just need to be replacing the right tackle. And then I kind of forgot about Ronnie Harrison, but I suppose he's not the worst, outside linebacker in the world, as far as a 4-3 goes. D-line, we definitely need to address the DT spot. Could use a corner. But there's a lot of potential. The strong safety's set. The free safety, if he gets a breakout, he's set. Linebacking group is completely set. Edge, Greenard's done well. If he can, just step it up again and get those sack totals up, develop into a superstar. Maybe the edge will be set. Just need a number 2 corner, 2 DTs, and the whole defense is really good. So 3 or 4 players on the defense, 2 or 3 players on offense. Really comes down to Davis Mills proving us right. I wonder if we got the breakout. Of course, I think it can be won by just yards, if I'm not mistaken. And it wasn't. So Desmond King needs a contract. He's a very solid number 3. At least it wasn't a very solid number 2. We're going to give him a 3-year 30. Anyone else? Jerry Hughes. He's a good contributor, but he's not like that good. Titus Howard. All of these guys are all just kind of replaceable. So we've had ourselves a bit of a turnaround. It's a pretty decent season. 11-6 now. How far will we go? Probably not very far, but we're in the playoffs, which is a bit of a surprise this early on. Obviously, it's kind of unfair to compare this team to the other sim teams we've seen from Houston, because, of course, those teams didn't have the draft picks that we've had. Obviously, we actually, it's... If you could preset all the draft pick trades, I would do it, but I'm not going to trade all the draft picks for every single real-life trade, every single rebuild. It would take like an hour of prep, every single rebuild minimum, and it's just not worth it, because after the first year, it's kind of irrelevant, and we see teams like the Bills suck. We've seen the Bengals who had pick 9, so, it's not the biggest contributor. It's not the biggest, he's not going to happen now because they didn't have that extra first or second pick. But, of course, Davis Mills, yards are up there again, touchdowns are okay, and picks are decent, but I need the touchdowns a little bit higher, but still a good year. Wow. I ran Cleveland for like 6 or 7 weeks, saw it was bad, switched it off, and yeah, Bigsby not so great. Mac even worse. Looking at the receiving numbers, Cooks is good again. Brevin Jordan should go to star. Mechie, 980 yards, not super great for touchdowns, same with Nico Collins. Blocking, how was the offensive line? Awful, specifically Tunsil, who's, kind of an actual good player. Pass rush, Greenard with 15, 12 for Will Anderson. I'm telling you, dude, Greener's a god. Greenard is that dude. Ronnie Harrison had himself a really good year, too. Maybe even, I wouldn't say defensive player of the year level, but, maybe got some nods there. It's a really good, balanced season. MVP goes to Joe Mixon, speaking of those Bengals. Let's take a look. Where was he? Really? Was he not on the list? He was number 10 with Will Anderson at number 9. Greenard must have been up there then, right? No? Okay, I guess. Stroud, Rookie of the Year with Bigsby, who was not even that good at number 2. And then obviously Rookie of the Year would be Will Anderson. Any other awards? No. Davis Mills was pretty good still. Will Anderson was great. Stroud was great. It's kind of like a, both sides kind of won situation. But here we go. First playoff game of the rebuild. We get a nice start with a stop and a touchdown. 10-7 now. Ravens taking a lead. Wow, they really turned that around. They are scoring quickly. 24-13 at half. No, we get a touchdown before half. We're not going away that easy. 20-24, 23-24. It's a tough one, down by 8. And yeah, defense isn't going to be holding on there. Offense. I want to see the offense at least. Okay, 3 seconds left. Really? 3 seconds left with a timeout? Is he going to be leaving Brandon Cooks wide open here, or what's the story? And that is a really... this Davis Mills guy's throw power is pretty bad. Jeez, man. Of course, it's not going to matter, but at least we made it look better. I don't know what they're doing on defense. They just let us have it. Nico Collins, maybe. Nico Collins just burns him on the inside, and that size. Easy score, easy 2-point. Unfortunately, though, 0 seconds on the clock will not give us a chance. And we are going to lose by 3, unfortunately, in our first playoff game of hopefully many. Davis Mills did kind of outperform Lamar even without our help. I know the percentage is low, but the volume is much higher, which means that he had to throw that way to have a chance to win. You can look at how many rushing attempts they had, whereas we didn't really have much. The offense just kind of sucked. As far as defense goes, nothing really special. Stingley had a pick, which is awesome, but unfortunately we do drop that first playoff game. The Saints versus the Chargers in the Super Bowl, with the winner being the Saints. Let's take a look if we had any dev-ups. Of course, Brevin, I think, is almost guaranteed, and he is. No other dev-ups, unfortunately, but Brevin Jordan, star development trait. Now, if he plays that well again, we'll probably have to boost him on our own, because obviously we know that there is no star to superstar dev in the game other than like some weird breakout. And we got a couple of dev-ups on defense. Harrison is a superstar. Greenard's a superstar. I would have loved one of the DTs just get sneaky with and get superstar. Anderson did not go up in dev, but obviously he's still just a great player in general. Greenard kind of needed it, whereas Will Anderson has plenty of time to develop. He's already a 93 finesse player, but obviously we're headed in the right direction. Need to address the DTs, maybe a corner like we said, and then it wouldn't hurt to fix that right tackle spot at least, and maybe be kind of set with the roster. Of course, we'd love to see Bigsby do better, maybe Nico Collins and or Mechie be a little more consistent, but it's definitely looking a lot better than it did a couple seasons ago. I also didn't even factor free agency in. We have so much money that we can spend. I just didn't really think of free agency at all because we really haven't been seeing anything there, but if we can get a nice right tackle, that would be huge. Of course, Quentin Nelson, once again, these guys just aren't going to be free agents in real life. Simmons is a potential chance. Not going to rule that out. Gary, potential chance, but of course, I'm not going to bet on that. Lane Johnson, Philadelphia let him go. I don't think it was really by choice, though, right? Like, it feels like more of a forced thing because they just can't afford to keep him. They have so many high draft picks they had to pay, like freaking Bryce Young and whatnot. Of course, Lane Johnson at a 2-year, even $30 million deal for us would be a very good contract. And if he wants it, which, even though, Baltimore just beat us too. This is our way to get even a little bit. How much money are they offering? They're actually offering this kind of money for Simmons. He's a great player and all, but that is a lot. $30 million per year, pretty much. Is there a way for me to do this in a 1 year so then I could sign them for cheaper later? Because they're being kind of sneaky with it. Why can't I? I offered him a 1 year 30 and he wouldn't take it. A 2 year 60. That would put us at number 1. We can afford to do it. It is an absolutely massive need of ours. I don't know if he's going to choose us over the Patriots, but we could use him. That's all I can tell you. If Simmons doesn't sign with us, I got to see this contract, dude. I have to see it. Oh, I'm a little surprised by that. Jonah Williams rejected. I decided to pull off the Lane Johnson deal, and I went for a 5-year 80. Jonah said no. Dean was a 3-year 52. Simmons, of course, was a 2-year 60, which is just nuts. But, okay, Simmons was by far the biggest need, and it was by far the biggest one I wanted. So, yeah, I'm very glad with the way that went. Can we still fill the right tackle spot, though? I don't know. I think we're just going to draft a guy. There's really not a whole lot going on here. But hey, that's okay. I still am very happy with the way that went. So just nobody wants a really good wide receiver like Terry McLaurin at a very fair price compared to the market. Okay, makes sense. All right, we have pick 16. We have a bunch of late first kind of guys. There is a couple of tackles that are a bit higher. Maybe I'll decide to take him. I don't know. But as far as, what we can do. Ooh, Hurst is still there, actually. He's actually not as good as I thought. I thought I saw 3 Bs and an A, but I guess not. What about Deontay Dickerson? Definitely looks a bit more promising, and we need tackles, so I think that's probably what we're going to do. Trade down to like 20 and take the DT and the tackle. That DT, he looks okay, nothing spectacular, but it was kind of like the only DT left, so, I mean, what can I really do? I'm not even going to lie, all the trades kind of sucked. I'm just going to take Dickerson now, and he is hidden. He's, I mean, based on that first card, it doesn't look crazy great, but still hoping for something spectacular. DT Webster, he looked okay, but I think he was 23. I can't remember actually, but Brandon Sampson, B finesse move. That's all I got scouted on him. I clicked the extra scout on him, and it didn't give it to me. But he's still the best available somehow, some way. D tackle. Oh man, let's grab him, and he is hidden. Okay, 86 strength. That's kind of what I expected. Thank God we got Simmons. That's all I can say, because I don't know about that guy's potential to be like a true dominating force. We traded 56 and 88 to move up to 41, and with that pick, we are going to be taking a guard. Not that it's the biggest need in the world, but the guy looks pretty talented, and you know, we'll just grab him anyways. Oh no, and he's normal. I was just about to say, I noticed he was 6'3", and I was about to not go with him. That's a miss. Holy crap. Not only is he really small, so he's basically just a center at this point, he's also normal development trade, which is probably the worst factor. You know, we basically just took a center. Why not grab another one in the 4th round at day 3? And, of course, he's the one that's hidden, obviously. Of course, we had that other DT Odin, but he was all C's. So it said 1 to 2 round, but it was all C's, so I don't really know if we're getting trolled or what's the story. We traded 2 mid 4ths and a 5th for a 3rd round pick from the Bears next year. I mean, it's crazy to think, but we're in a spot right now where I kind of feel like we have the whole roster settled. We're risking on the A kick power. Come on, Nance. Oh my, his accuracy better be like 90s. 93 kick power punter, Caleb Devlin. Here's the draft recap. 69 overall. Wow, we did not do so well here. The overalls kind of suck, but either way, projected starter at right tackle. I mean, he's an okay pass blocker, I guess. I kind of want to take a look at Hurst now, which, if he's better, I don't know. I'm still learning how to scout at that rate. But Dickerson, of course, star development trait, playing at right tackle. I really want to see Hurst because, like I said, he just didn't look that good. Sampson, he does have 81 power move. I thought he was a finesse guy. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Fair enough, I guess. Let's take a look at the dev. Probably just going to be star. We're lucky. Maybe we'll get something better. And it is a lot better. It's X Factor. That is the first X Factor we've drafted in I don't even know how long. I actually could not tell you. It has been quite a while. Maybe like a real class, perhaps, but as far as like, you know, a CPU generated, it has been a long time. About damn time, though. I mean, I don't know if we really necessarily need it, but it is the biggest position, so I suppose we will take it. It would be nice if that would have been like a season or two sooner, but okay. Nance, of course, supposedly great kick accuracy. I mean, as far as sim goes, maybe not the worst thing in the world. And then the punter, oh my lord, don't even look. Hurst went all the way to 30 to the Colts. Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, I mean, he looked really bad, but I guess dev can just randomly happen anyways. But yeah, I'm glad we chose who we chose, I suppose. I rhymed like a close advocate for rhyming. Yep, got him. Year 3 roster, and you gotta admit, it's starting to look pretty promising. The whole offensive line should be set for good. Tight end set for good. Wide receivers, a little worried about Brandon Cooks potentially regressing. He's 29. Of course, Bigsby looks good as a player, just hasn't played well. Davis Mills, he's 24 now. A little worried about that progression, but he is a good player. He just needs to take one step forward and get that dev up. Of course, defense, massive improvements. The only real upgrade we can make is potentially free safety if Jalen here doesn't develop a little bit faster. And once again, normal dev still, and he's 24 now. But yeah, it's a team that is very good. If we made the playoffs last year, I don't see why we wouldn't. This year, just need to see some dev ups, really. So we have re-signings. Tunsil is kind of the front runner here. A 4-year deal worth about 80, so 20 mil per is It's pretty fair for us, and I guess not terrible for him since he's aging. Greener to 4-year, I suppose 50. I mean, he is playing really well. Actually, let's do like a 4-year 60. Even then, it's probably pretty low for the numbers he's been putting up. But a 4-year 60, not bad. Petrie should actually still be on the team for another season. For Cooks, I really don't want to give him this deal because of his age, but he's worth every penny. A 4-year 70, even that's pretty low. I suppose it's about pretty fair actually at his age, and considering it's a 4-year rather than a 2-year. And yeah, I mean that's not terrible. And yeah, a couple of these guys do need to be, extended. Technically, there shouldn't even be, needing a contract yet. Here we are, playoffs time, and let me tell you, pretty good season. Not good enough for a bye week, though. Okay, sure. The Bengals taking that spot, which, of course, they have an 8-win streak. What's the, divisional? It might go by, does it go by conference first? I don't understand how we don't have the bye week. What? I think it's, head-to-head in common games, which I don't have time for that, but based at first glance, it looks like we should have had it, but I guess not. But regardless, as the Texans, that was a very good season regardless. Damn it, I didn't... I just want to see the season, man. Of course, we did see Brandon Cooks at the top 3. Same with Davis Mills. So it appears we went the right direction. It appears that way. Of course, I don't know if it'll lead to a Super Bowl win, but this is obviously a lot better than the Texans can hope for in the next 3 years, in my opinion. Davis Mills, touchdowns, a little low, 34, but 5,100 yards, 12 picks. That's obviously worthy of not going for Bryce Young. In my opinion, I would say Tank Bigsby, over 1,000 yards, a little bit better yards per carry, but still 3.6. 18 touchdowns, though, which is really good. Cooks, 1,500 yards, just about 8 touchdowns. Nico Collins with 1,157 for yards, 7 touchdowns. Mechie, a little low, but he is the slot receiver after all. And then Brevin Jordan obviously deserves superstar. We're going to wait till the Super Bowl, though, to do that, so I don't have to drop him from Superstar X Factor. Actually, you know what? We will do that, just in case there's any complainers. I haven't seen anyone complain about that in a while. You guys are actually I honestly feel like I need more hate on the videos. I feel like you guys are bots with how nice you are to me. It's there's never anything negative. Actually, there are a couple, but usually they're just off base. They're never fair criticisms. But look at the sack totals. 13 for Simmons. Absolutely worth the money based on those numbers with the 18 tackles for loss. Speaking of tackles for loss, a lot of tackles for loss for the boys. Of course, 11.5 for Greener, 11.5 for Will Anderson, 5.5 for Sampson with the 16 tackles for a loss. Interceptions, 5 for Desmond King, 5 for Jamel Dean, the new addition. Stingley with only 2, but we're just going to say that he's locking people down. The rookie kicker missing 1 kick out of 19. Not bad. Johnston, pretty bad actually, considering he's supposed to be the yards guy, and he only had under 50 yards per punt, which I imagine is bottom 10. Toure, who probably will be a Packer a lot longer than, in here, but you don't know that. It's not guaranteed. It's, obviously anything past the 3rd/4th round is far from guaranteed, so can't really say much about that. No Davis Mills to be found, but Patrick Mahomes, the MVP of the league. Any award wins at all? No? Okay, that kind of sucks. Was Davis Mills at least in this? Yeah, number 7 running back. Touchdowns were high. I was about to say number 10 wide receiver. Brandon Cooks at number 3. I love it. O-line at number 2, and that's it. D-line at number 3. Linebacker at nothing. DB at number 3 and 5. And then kicker, the youngster, all the way down at 6, which is a little surprising, but hey, a really good season nonetheless. And we have another playoff berth, which, of course, is against the Jets. So, I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but if we... Oh, they do have Lamar and Quentin Nelson. What is this cheese? They paid Nelson and Lamar Jackson in the same offseason. Holy crap. See, that's just busted. I was going to say my optimistic, realistic line, but nope. I don't care what their overall is. Lamar Jackson with those linemen as well. That's a tough beat. 14-7, 21-7, 28-7. 2 superstar linemen, some of the best at their positions. Maybe even could argue they're the 2 best at their positions in Madden. Quentin Nelson probably the best guard in Madden because of age and dev and ratings. And then, of course, Mekhi Becton with the size and speed, the dev, You know, and the age very high up there as well. Maybe Wirfs, you can argue, is a little bit better maybe. But, of course, doesn't matter here as we win 45-24. Could it be a 3-year rebuild? Could it be? It could be. But will it? I don't know. Lamar Jackson, not great in sim. Never really is, to be honest, no matter where he plays. Of course, Tank Bigsby, he's not a developed... they have David Montgomery. Do they have any of their original players? They're like, screw it. We're the Jets. We're not going with our freaking drafted picks anymore. Of course, sack totals, very solid numbers. Sauce Gardner with a pick. Stingley with a pick, so you can't really argue, oh, the Texans should have went with Sauce. You got to pick against them. Well, we won anyways, and Stingley also got the pick. I was doing a couple upgrades, and that's one thing I really like to see for next Madden is, like, preset, because they know not everyone plays every single game, whether it's a full rebuild like this, where you play none of the games, or you play some of the games, or you sim some of the games. I know a lot of people probably do manually upgrade, but I would like, it's so small of a thing, but just, when you're looking at my... but, you know, you're looking at the archetypes, just have it a preset. If I want the AI to upgrade wide receivers, I want it to be deep threat only. I want it to be route running only. Quarterback, I want only improviser or strong arm. You know, if it's a pass rusher, a lineman, I want this only. Because that's the only thing that really sucks about these is the players are just built so weirdly. You got the interior guys, only finesse or only power. It's like, maybe even just balance them if you're not going to add something like that. Have my year 4 99-man 72 zone coverage corner. Like, come on, help me out here. Of course, huge run by the Chiefs. Don't like that. Touchdown for us. Like it. Don't like their touchdown. Up by 3. Second half, it's a close game. The Chiefs are going to take the 4-point lead. Come on, Houston. Houston, 24-21, 28-24. Come on, Houston. Looking okay. Are they moving? They really struggle that hard. What's the story here? What's the sitch? I mean, it feels like it's early, but we do have a good team. I'm going to sell this for us anyways. Toure actually plays. That's a little surprising. All right, I found the same exact play anyways. Ooh, they're playing it a little differently, though. I don't know if I like this now. I like the route from Toure. That is not a bad play by the corner, but Cooks is that guy. Cooking up. First downs, baby. And how much you want to bet if I skip this, none of the clock's going to go away? Just watch. No, maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. And they get the touchdown. I mean, we didn't really help that much, did we? It's still the Chiefs. I want to see them. I want to see them have a Hail Mary chance. Damn, they got the whole damn team is good here. Is Barnes wearing number 26? Yikes. Mahomes going to get a chance at it. Gets it to the end zone. Maybe a little too far, though. I thought it was actually dead on in the middle. Of course, you look at the way Mahomes played there. He didn't really win, deserve the Super Bowl. So I don't feel too bad about participating. Obviously, we helped a little bit, but yeah, sure, the percentages aren't great in general for Davis Mills, but his volume so much higher. Once again, having to be that guy, as Edwards-Helaire apparently is a good running back all of a sudden against us. How many rushes is that? I thought it said 17 from Holmes. It's still a lot. Cooks. I mean, we only gave him like a 10-yard throw. That is amazing. Sky Moore, of course, really good too. Defensively, sack totals, you can see Nolan Smith with 2. Will Anderson with 2. 1.5 for Simmons. Simmons has been pretty big for this team. And Harrison Butker with a missed field goal. I mean, that would have tied the game. The championship round, we just beat the Chiefs. Who could it be? The Bills. Interesting. A team that is very, very hit or miss in sim. Going up against our team, which is kind of stacked. All right, the Bills, a team that sometimes show up, usually don't in Madden. Are off to an okay start with 2 scoring drives, but 1 scoring drive from us gives us the lead. We are now up by 4, down by 3, up by 4, halftime. Up by 4, up by 1. It's a very close game. Now it's not so much, though. 34-19. Still 34, 41-19, and the Texans in year 3 are headed to a Super Bowl. Josh Allen getting locked up. Of course, Davis Mills not much better, but at least he put up some touchdowns. I know they did have a couple of rushing, but so did we. So, I mean, just good defenses, man. I mean, look at Singletary, 2.0 yards per carry. Brevin Jordan was really good. Brevin Jordan's a superstar, dude. He's got to go to superstar. This pass rush has been very good. There you go. Jalen Petrie with the freaking pick. Finally waking up. Maybe he'll get up to star dev. Probably not, but It would be nice if he did. The safeties are, speaking of hit or miss, so hit or miss for us. Samson, give him a power move. He's kind of like a block shedder, it seems, which for his athleticism doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, I suppose, but 81 power move, 85 was that block shed. It's not terrible. It's pretty good, actually. Super Bowl. Can't remember who was on the other side. It is, of course, Green Bay. Green Bay has been making a tear in these rebuilds, and I'm not a huge fan. Breakout. Jalen? It is. Wow. You come away with a Super Bowl victory and a breakout scenario thingy. Of course, I didn't really pay attention to the requirements, so maybe he actually did go to star and now he's going for superstar. I'm not sure, but Davis Mills, superstar. You know what I mean? Inside Deadeye and Bulldozer. Okay, what's his freaking 78 speed, 33 trucking, 30 stiff arm. Really, EA? That's what you decide. We'll go with tight out. It's because it's a little more fair. It's not too OP, and obviously he seems to love his tight end. What else do we have? What's his ratings? 89 throw power. Let's go improviser. It seems to be the juiciest for throw power upgrades. Get him a +2, why don't we? Damn it. Still really good, though. 82 overall. No dev ups from anyone else. Oh, yeah, Brevin Jordan. Forgot we did make him superstar, and obviously he just got to X Factor on his own there. So obviously we're going to drop him down to superstar, and we'll take a look at the defensive dev ups. All right, defensive dev ups. I think left outside linebacker, and that's surprisingly it. That's a little weird that, one of the pass rushers maybe didn't get to X Factor, but I guess they both had the same season, so if one wasn't going to get it, it's unlikely both were going to get it, or the other one was going to get it, if you will. Jamel Dean, of course, he's the number 2 because I feel like Stingley was here before him, obviously, so it makes sense that he would be, not coming in as the number 1 right away if Stingley's comfortable and looking good. Speed upgrade, wow, that's pretty good for a guy with already 93 speed. Yeah, a little lacking in the dev ups, but still a pretty good team. 89 overall. A little surprised we didn't get to 90, but I guess we do have Brevin Jordan who could just carry us. Also, I suppose Jalen. Let's go with the zone coverage. What's those ratings looking like? 2 to zone coverage. 82. He's okay. He's okay. Speed. I was literally just about to say, I don't remember the last time I've seen a tight end get a speed upgrade, and what do you know? But here it is. The Green Bay Packers, who are only an 82 overall, going to be against our 89 overall future face of the league, Houston Texans. All right, going to the end of the game. Green Bay sails, but we get a 3 points and we get 10 total. 10-3. Still 10-3. Still 10-3. Looking okay right now in the second half, but I need some scoring. 17-3. Green Bay down by 11. Down by 5. No shot. I want to see this. Did they have the chance? No, it's us driving 1 yard, and they win the game. And they win the Super Bowl with a weird 17-12 score. I'd assume that's never happened in the Super Bowl. Maybe never happened in a game in general. And the Houston Texans are world champions. I'm trying to think if I want to do another season. I kind of do, because the team is still kind of like, they're not going to regress too much other than maybe Cooks, perhaps. And they're going to only get better. So we're going to try one more season, I think. And then, depending on how it goes, maybe we'll do a 5th even. But I definitely want to do at least one more year. But we made the right call to trade back from 1, which was a fair trade. The Eagles, I'm going to be honest, if I was staying at number 1, I probably would have taken Bryce. I would have probably taken QB. Glad we didn't. Glad they went with the trade up. And they would have missed out on one of the top 2s, which seemed to be, as far as quarterback goes, seemed to be clear locks. But looking at the Super Bowl Rodgers, that is, you know what? As a Packers fan, I wouldn't even care. If Rodgers went to the Super Bowl and stunk it up that bad, sure, it would suck a ton. But at the end of the day, I just want to see another. Please. And that's a lot to ask for. But Nico Collins did well. Christian Watson. Cooks did well. Bigsby. It was really just Cooks and Nico Collins. Sacks. 3 sacks. Really? That's an interesting name drop there. Same with Bryce Huff. What are these name drops, dude? Stingley with a pick in the Super Bowl, too. You got to love the story there. People saying the Houston Texans made the wrong call. Saying they shouldn't have stuck with Davis Mills either. A lot of promise, but you got to take the guarantee. And what does it get us ignoring that? it gets us a Super Bowl championship. And Jalen Petrie, like we were talking about the potential of, gets to the superstar, the star, damn it, I forgot he wasn't star to start. If the Packers played that badly, though, who the hell did they have to beat to get here? The Vikings, Seahawks. Okay, outside of the Buccaneers, who might not even have Tom Brady anymore, I kind of see how they got there with that lower overall team. Do they have Brady? They do have Brady, and he played really well, so kind of just like a 50-50 battle. I suppose in real life, as of recent, it was a close battle in that game, too. So, I mean, it's just, sometimes it's just make one more play and you win the game, but all right, we'll do at least one more season, like I said, and if we drop the ball, we're probably done. We're just going to say, hey, you remember year 3, forget year 4, but if we do really well and miss out on the Super Bowl or we just lose or whatever it may be, maybe we'll do a 5th just for that chance at 2 out of 3. But let us go on to re-sign. As far as what we need to do for the team is really just future-proofing, guys that we might not be able to afford because of, kind of a bulk amount of players, I would assume. That's kind of danger of rebuild teams is you got to pay a lot of guys with high potential around the same time. I think we can replace Cameron Johnson. He wasn't really even that good. Actually, we drafted a guy we could probably use. Decent kick power, bad accuracy, just like him. So, I suppose a little bit lower in kick power, but similar style, I guess. But before we go in with that $67 million, we have to learn who we have to pay, who do we need positionally, and I guess then we'll take a look at who's there. So, Tunsil we paid. I don't think we have to pay Kenyon Green yet. Dalcourt and Torrance will be fine. So will Dickerson. So offensively, you probably have to pay Nico Collins or maybe close to paying him. Wide receiver is not the worst thing to look at. Mechie really hasn't developed, but he's not a bad player. It's just more about kind of worrying about, Brandon Cooks getting older. How old? So he's 90 overall still. He's 30. Still good. Still very good. So, we're good for at least another year, I'd say. And then defensively, we're about as sound as you can get, honestly. Like, maybe you look for cornerback. I know we still have Desmond King on probably another 2 years, but, this team is good. We spent the right amount of money on free agency. Maybe, like I said, we do have to pay a bunch of guys that are about to be free agents, so that's where our money is going to go. But, we paid people the fair contracts, too, so, yeah, we do have to pay Simmons, but that'll be cheaper, so that's not like a loss. All of these guys that need to be paid are going to be paid less. Marlon Mack, he'll be gone. That's saving money. Booker will be gone. That's saving money. Petrie, that can't. He hasn't played that well. I know he just got to star, but no more than 7 per, I'd imagine. Mechie would probably be like 7 per. Christian Harris might actually be a lot about 15 at least. Wait, do we have to pay Christian Harris? Yeah, we do. Okay. Wasn't a first rounder. Obviously, Kenyon Green gave the first round guys 5 years. Davis Mills. Okay, so you do have to pay Davis Mills, Nico, Brevin. So, yeah, we do want to save some money here because we've got some players to pay. I'd say we'll probably need about 60. 60 unaccounted for at least. Obviously Jeffrey Simmons is already 20 on his own and Davis Mills is probably 25, 30 on his own, but Simmons is counting for 30 right now. So, that you don't really have to count that technically. You already, we have 70 free pretty much. And we're paying him $10 more million than he's probably going to be paid for us on the re-sign. You got to pay him a ton to get here, but as we've proven, we're not a bad destination, and I would imagine he'll easily want to return. But yeah, even if we wanted free agents, there's really no one to go for. Maybe a punter, Jake Bailey getting paid a lot of money here to be a backup. Jameson Williams, normal development rate. Yikes. So I paid some guy named Lou Headley to be our punter. I imagine he's going to join. Nobody wanted him. We gave him a 3-year 10 with a lot guaranteed. So yeah, it makes sense that he would join. But yeah, like I said, we're probably going to just go best available and look at positional need for the future. Wide receivers up there. I think O-line's fine. Linebacker, perhaps, because maybe Christian Harris is too expensive. I like him, but linebackers get paid a lot, especially outside linebackers in Madden, so unless we decide to manually re-sign him. Pass rusher couldn't hurt, have some depth there, and even though we paid Greenard, he is slowly developing. He plays well in sim, but he is, not the greatest of overalls. 89 finesse at 27 years old, super slow. So if he starts to suck, we want to have an option, so I'd say maybe wide receiver in the first round, corner / pass rusher in the second, maybe linebacker if there's one there. But Yeah, we're in such a good spot. It's kind of just, we're one of the luxury drafting teams for once. So pick 32, I kind of started to look down the line for second rounders. Anyways, Bobby Gilmore looks very intriguing. He's a 2-3 with a round 1-2 grade. Deep route sucks, but 6'2", 21 years old. Very athletic for his size. He's a little bit lacking in the route running department, but his catching and all that is decent enough. It says 1-2. I'm willing to take that shot on a guy that, can be a backup to starting level talent anyways. There's a couple of other guys there, 2-3s, but outside of maybe Jamal Evans, who, maybe I should take because of how fast he is, I think that's going to be the choice. But again, that guy's 2-3, so if the cornerback Evans is there at 32, I'm going to take him, simply put. But I don't think, once again, because we need pretty much zero things, there should be a reason for us to trade up. I just don't think there is. So, is he there? Evans is there. B catch, B press, 6'3", 22 years old, fast. Don't really have a use for him now, but maybe sometime down the line. And he is normal, but wow, he is very athletic. Again, I don't even know what agility does in the game when you have change of direction anyways, and he's got it. 94 speed, 94 excel, 94 change of direction. Hoping for a decent overall. I'd probably guess 73 to 74. So we go up 64 and 96 for 42. I know it's from the Colts. I don't care about interdivisional anymore. We've seen crazier ones in the first rounds, so, what do you want from me? We also have pick 3 in the third, which I don't even know what that's from, to be honest. But Bobby Gilmore taking the shot on him and hidden development trait and pretty athletic. Those are some pretty good ratings. 92 speed, 92 excel, 93 change of direction, 93 jumping. Kind of similar to that corner where, that agility, who gives a damn, to be honest. Not the fastest guy in the world, but 4'6'4", 6'4", 25 bench for a guy with, I believe, B finesse. Decent 3-cone and 20-yard as well. We're going to grab him, and he's normal, but 84 speed, 87 excel is usable if he's an okay player. And once again, not really need anything, so might as well go to our next pick and just either take what's there or trade down. Oh, crap. I bet you that wide receiver is long gone, isn't he? Damn, the whole board's gone. They are day 3s, but I had a wide receiver named Easily. Once again, we don't really need another wide receiver, but he was around 1-2 projection as a day 3. Kind of sold that one, ain't gonna lie. We're going to go for a power back after trading our 4th round pick to the Lions next year. 91 speed, 90 excel. I at least assume he's a power back. We needed a backup, and we got one. I don't know how good this guy is, but he's a 1-2 round guy. It's late 6. Why not? 88 strength. Who cares? Round 1-2 projected. Could have had hidden, and, that hidden just masks everything that's bad about him considering his alignment. We're going to go with a fast safety, undrafted projection, but it is literally Mr. Irrelevant, so why not? 90 speed, 91 excel. Everything else is awful. 75 change of direction. Literal DTs with better than that. But let's take a look at the draft details, see our overalls, see what's going on. And 77. Okay, so the corner was a good pick. 77 overall, 77 man, 72 zone. Pretty good catching, decent pres. This guy is literally starting caliber, and he's going to be number 4 on the team. Oh, my. Oh, my. Bobby Gilmore, very bad route running, but everything else is good. So kind of what we expected from the draft. We're at number 11, which is kind of cool, 6'2". He's got the size to allow it. Let's take a look at his dev real quick. Star dev, going to be the number 4 on the team. But, having the backups ready for when Cooks inevitably goes. 69 overall for Conwell, and man, is he a project. Terrible power move, but luckily okay block shed, okay finesse, decently athletic. Kind of a meh. 68 overall for the running back, and yeah, these types of guys are just always so good in the game, and stays the same here, of course. 222 pounds, 14 run block. Makes sense. Makes sense to me. But I suppose there really wasn't much more. There's that wide receiver, but like I said, we didn't even need the wide receiver we took. We just kind of future-proofing with Brandon Cooks, which, to be honest, we might not even be here for. If we win the Super Bowl here or we just suck really bad, there's no point in continuing. So we might not even see it, just like we never see the servers working. All right, here we are with the roster for year 4 after the Super Bowl victory. Nothing really left to prove other than, well, I guess maybe to prove it's not a fluke, but yeah, the team, it's good, but once again, the offense is missing some overalls, man. Mills, he's only an 82. Same with Nico Collins. Mechie's like an 83. We need these guys to take an extra step, which is weird, Because I have the sliders for like 145 for wide receiver, and like all the wide receivers are like 1,000-yard receivers pretty much, yet they're really not developing that fast. Defensively, linebackers are solid, but need to develop a little bit more as well. D-line is great. Corners are great. Strong safety is solid. Petrie can maybe follow suit. It's a team with unmatched potential, and even though we won a Super Bowl, we still haven't really hit that potential. All right, here we are. So a 4-year, $80 million deal, which once again is a lot cheaper than what we paid. Of course, I'm going to give him a 4-year, $90, which is a lot more fair. Of course, Brevin Jordan needs a contract. He's been amazing, so a 6-year, like 70 is probably fair. What else do we have? Christian Harris. That's not even terrible, so we're going to just offer base because that's actually fair for us and him. Mechie is pretty solid, but he is kind of like the number 3, so, a 4-year 36 is probably all right, just a little under 10. Davis Mills, only a 4-year 90. I mean, he is like lesser than most, but I think a 4-year 100 would be, good for him, good for us, and could be a massive steal. Of course, Nico Collins is kind of the guy we're expecting to be our future number 2, so a 4-year 45. Once again, he's not like crazy great, so he's good, just not crazy great, so a 4-year 45 is good. Marlon Mack, I don't think so. Petrie, he really hasn't developed yet, so a 3-year 20, maybe? 3-year 18.5 is fair. Anything else? Thomas Booker, everyone else, we do not need to resign. Sweet. And talk about a comeback on the season. I was thinking, yep, just like we were talking about, a chance to just suck, but no, we turned it around and did enough to become the division leaders again. Once again, there was a lot of losses. Right here is, I was like, uh-oh, and then we won 4 straight, getting us back to the playoffs for a chance to repeat. Let's take a look at the stats and awards. Quick look. I don't think I've seen any of our guys on there, but third in yards, Davis Mills hasn't had any troubles getting yards. Touchdowns a little bit more so. Interceptions a little high, but at the same time, Tank Bigsby stealing the touchdowns and finally running really well. 4.4 yards per carry. Maybe it just takes a while for these non-real name guys to get going because he started 3.3, got to 3.6, and now a massive 4.4 yards per carry with 20 touchdowns. May even be an X factor. Brandon Cooks, solid season. Nico Collins, solid season. Jordan, okay season. Mechie is the number 3 with a stacked receiving group. Really good numbers as well. Almost 1,000 with 8 touchdowns is pretty good. Tackles, not terrible considering we've seen worse in Madden. And Will Anderson with 23 sacks, 16 for Simmons, 11 for Greenard. And then Sampson not really doing so well, even though he's also an X factor, but it is what it is. Nance missing 1 field goal out of 2 seasons. Headley, 51.5 yards per carry. Desmond King, per punt. Jesus. Desmond King, punt return, kick return guy? Okay, interesting. Nick Chubb, the MVP of the league. Will Anderson, defensive player of the year. That rookie kind of threw me off a little bit. Quentin Nelson, obviously Will Anderson. And really, number 3, missing no kicks. And yeah, Chris, I'm not going to say your name because even though you say it right, it still sounds pretty damn close, and it's not worth it. I would potentially call a loss to the Colts here the end of the rebuild, to be honest. 84 overall, I mean, if we can't beat them, once again, I feel like I might be just looking for excuses because we've already won a Super Bowl, but at the same time, that's... if it's a good team, fair enough, but this team should not beat us. It just shouldn't. 7-6, it's okay of a start, up by 8. Pre-half, we got down, but just couldn't score. It's a very close game, still no scoring, 17-6. It's not going to be a pretty one, but it will be a victory, it appears. Yeah, I mean, it's a close call. But ultimately, we got the victory. The dream of repeating is still alive. Teddy Bridgewater, it's a very realistic signing. The Colts seem to be going for every veteran ever at this rate. So, I mean, who knows? Comes down the line a couple of years. Sack totals, we actually kind of got outshined in the sack department for once, which is rare. I don't know why I said it like that, but Christian Harris, 2 picks after getting that payday. Love it. 5-year 75 is pretty good money for him as well. I'm a little surprised that game didn't ask us to pay him more. We're going strong arm. We're going to see if we can get this man to 90 throw power. I mean, he started at 87, so it's been a journey. And yeah, he's still 89, but it's still really good as well. The Chargers, former MVP. I think I've seen Herbert still be up there quite a bit for MVP, and yeah, they're a good team. We're 93 overall. They're in 88, but they're a very good team. Chance to repeat could end right here. We'll see. Of course, after this, it's the Bengals or the Chiefs. So, I mean, winner of this one's not looking too great anyways. But let it be us anyways. 7-0, not a bad start. Of course, they get 3. Defense is holding up. Offense just isn't scoring enough. As you can see, I mean, right there, so many opportunities. It seemed like 2 opportunities to score without the defense giving up a single points. Of course, they give up 3, but I mean, this offense has all the opportunities in the world to just dominate, and it's going to be another 24-16 victory. Are you sure about that, EA? Are you sure that's the result? Of course, both quarterbacks looked atrocious. At least Davis Mills was accurate. He just didn't have any touchdowns and threw a pick, but we did have 3 rushing touchdowns, so you can kind of attribute that to the lack of passing scores. Defensively, 4.5 for Greener. Oh, my God, he's averaging. I mean, he's like 10.5 soft, if we're going to be honest. Will Anderson, I mean, the whole squad always coming up. Joey Bosa, we threw a pick to. That could just be unlucky. Could be like a tip pass at the line of scrimmage or, you know, a lucky jump on a screen. So, I mean, that's not something you see often. Although I will say yesterday's video of the Nighthawks, well, yesterday at the time of recording this, if somebody posts a Texans rebuild before I get to post this, literally a day away, please no one post one, you know, I will have to pull away. Have to pull out, you know what I mean? Wow, Simmons is that good for us. Probably should have saved that upgrade, to be honest, but then again, game auto upgrades anyways. Finesse +3. God damn, he's good. Holy crap. All right, championship round. It's against the Bengals. I kind of want to see how they beat the Chiefs, like what the score was. It was, yeah, I was about to say a very close one. Was it like a, yeah, I mean, pretty tame passing numbers. All right, let's go. Chance to repeat. Let's do it. So far, I don't really regret going back in. Just going to be honest. Yeah, could have been a bad decision to go for the repeat. Has not been so far. Kind of dominating these rebuilds. And we're not going with the fun moves every time. You know, we did a Falcons rebuild where Mariota was the guy. You know, I wasn't going to just force Desmond Ridder to start. You know, Mariota was playing pretty well. He's got a legit chance in real life. I mean, they would have taken Ridder higher if they didn't believe Mariota could still be good. So, I mean, just saying, you know, just like here, Davis Mills, I think it would have been a lot easier of a rebuild if I would have just went Bryce Young, who has like superstar or whatever, but instead we went the more realistic, tougher route. Although all of this talking up and potential loss to the Bengals here. Nice little comeback. Defense not really helping today. Normally they're all over it, but today not so much. Still a chance, though. Defense helping a little bit, and there goes the game. That is, like, you just can't do that if you're down by that much. 15-point deficit. I kind of want to come in. But at the same time, the team is, I mean, they're moving. 4th and 3. I mean, it just doesn't matter what I call there because they're going to, you know, the clock's going to go. But there's still a chance. There's a little bit of a chance. And yes, we're under center here, which is just crazy. And there goes Brandon Cooks. Why would you trust anyone else? Time to spike it. Get the right call on. I'll come in and try to win it. Why not? Why not? Mechie. He's not really the guy you would think to go to in this situation. And that's a tough one. Holds on. Touchdown. Nice. All right, first play, they gained 3, which is not great for the once-upon-a-time MVP of the league, Joe Mixon. Oh, that's a good misdirection, but it doesn't go anywhere. 0 yards. I'm just saying. Come on, boys. That sounded weird the way I said it, but you know what I mean. Come on, boys. Let's go. Let's stop them, boys. Come on, boys. Not slower. No pressure. No pressure. There's the sack. And they're going to win the game. Wait a whole on minute. I don't know what just happened. Did we get the stop? No shot. He played some sort of twister game. And he went short. That's on him. What? Bruh, no shot. That's short. Damn, son. Damn, son. Damn, I don't know what I want to do. Like it just seems like it could just be RNG at this point, right? I mean, we won the Super Bowl. We got to the championship. The defense kind of sold a bit, and we still had a chance to maybe come back and win this, but I don't know, dude. I'm kind of feeling like it's run its course. If Davis Mills gets the superstar X Factor, which I mean, if we get some sort of like really beneficial X Factor dev up, maybe, but if not, then I might just call it. I mean, I feel like we got all the success we need. Back-to-back championship runs, back-to-back championship visits with a Super Bowl victory on one of them. Losing to the Bengals is, far from embarrassing. Of course, Joe Burrow just kind of dominated anyways. Looking at the rushing numbers, wow, just not good. Defensively, sacks, Will Anderson, as always, dominating. The man's just a beast. But, yeah, we'll see if we got any, massive game-changing dev-ups. But, Davis Mills, he'll go up maybe a couple of upgrades at best at his age, even if he went to X Factors. I'm not really sure what I'm looking for here, but we'll see. And plus, my rebuilds take so long. I just talk so much, especially during the draft process. But Panthers versus the Bengals. Super Bowl victor is, as you would expect, because they were able to beat us, the Bengals, obviously. Let's take a look at those devs. See, like Brandon Cooks. He's still a 90 overall. He regressed, right? He's he's up. His regressions aren't that bad. Of course, his speed is a little bit lower than before, but Davis Mills, 86 overall. I mean, you can't really do a whole lot better to upgrade himself. His break sack sucks, his throw on the run sucks, his play action sucks, but those aren't the most important ratings to have. Defensively, any dev ups, anything at all? Seems like Will Anderson's an X factor, same as Harrison and Harris. But nothing crazy, right? Already kind of developed players. If we had the safeties and Stingley or something went up to Superstar and X Factor, all that, perhaps. None of the wide receivers went up, so they're not going to dev up faster. I think we're just going to take a look at the players and call it a rebuild. It's still a successful one, obviously. Tank Bigsby, let's take a look. 95 overall. His juke ability isn't even that crazy great, to be honest. I feel like I've seen that seasons ago, but obviously very, very, very fast. I don't know what his abilities are. I don't really care. Davis Mills, what kind of abilities did he get? Did he get any extra? He's not an X Factor. I forgot. He never got to it. Still really good, though, obviously. Mechie, who's apparently the highest number 2 wide receiver. Medium and deep routes, decent. Not the most athletic guy, but he's, kind of a fun, decent player. Nico Collins with really bad route running outside of deep, which... deep route running isn't really even, technically a thing in the game. Brevin Jordan, of course, 89 overall. He's a solid player. 87 speed. He must have got another speed upgrade at some point. This man's juiced out of his mind. Where is it? I don't know if they're going to show it. It might have been, last season or, wow, they barely even showed anything anyways, but... Okay, they didn't get... Oh, yeah, Kenyon Green is about to say. Let's take a look at him. 91 overall. He's a very good power blocker, but his finesse sucks. There's not really much we can do to make the team better. It's just kind of RNG at this point. But let's take a look at Greenard and some of the other guys that we wanted to see. So, Greenard with 92 finesse move, not super fast. Sampson, he's a good player, just never really... Well, he's a good ratings player, but he never really played well, to be honest. He had one good year-ish, and that's about it. Simmons was, just godly. Look at him, dude. He's a freak. Will Anderson, who apparently is not max, actually. He must have just got those upgrades from Defensive Player of the Year, also D-Lineman of the Year. Let's, I guess, go with Run Stopper, get his block shedding up. Why not? And he gets a pretty good upgrade. How good is he? 98 finesse. He's got 79 block shed. He's not, the best ever, but he's playing really well for us, obviously. Let's take a look at those numbers just for the quick stats. 12, 11.5, and then a massive 23 sack season, which is just absurd. Defensively, other than that, though, we had Jamel Dean, who's a 92 overall, probably just 99 man. 96 man, 86 zone. Stingley, one of the main guys, one of the main faces of this franchise now. Never developed the zone, which is very, very interesting, but obviously a very good cornerback. Regardless, Ransom, 84 overall. Pretty average. Could play corner with that man coverage. Petrie, 87 zone. So his zone finally got up there. Ronnie Harrison, 88 overall. pretty good linebacker for us. Really good zone coverage. Block shed sucks, though. Chris Barnes, see what he's good at. You know, a little bit of everything. Not the most fast guy in the world. And then Christian Harris, who is also a little bit, you know, he's very good at everything. Block shed 85 with 80 zone. You can't really ask for too much more than that. But yeah, that's going to be the Houston Texans realistic style rebuild. Obviously, went better than expected. I thought this was going to be a full-on 5 years. Like I said, thinking about it in Madden, probably the worst roster in the game, which, of course, gives me a very big want/reason to be them in Madden 23. We'll see what happens there, but let me know what you guys thought in the comment section below, what I could have done better, what I did well. Who do you want to see next for a rebuild? Any other video ideas? Let me know in the comment section below. And that's kind of it. Once again, if you enjoyed, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new. We do a ton of franchise stuff. I know you'll love it around here. And if you're not new, appreciate your continued support. It really means a ton. And yeah, maybe follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr, second channel, Jeromepkr Plays, and twitch.tv/Jeromepkr for streams, which I hopefully will get back to this week. When at some point we have the Nighthawks draft. I don't know if I want to do Nighthawks streams, maybe, but I definitely want to stream the draft if I can, so we'll see. Regardless, thanks for watching. Hope you guys come back for next video, but until next video, which will probably be a day after this, see ya!